Welcome to Catalina Treats Gluten-Free Kitchen. I'm Jessie and we're branching out to be more than a bakery. We're going to be ringing in the new year with my favorite holiday tradition. We are cooking up black-eyed peas, cabbage, ham, and cornbread. The black-eyed peas represent coins, the cabbage represents paper money, the ham to me represents the stock market, and the cornbread is just pure gold. This tradition dates back to the Civil War and it's thought to bring good luck in the new year. We make up a huge pot of black-eyed peas, a whole ham, 2 heads of cabbage, and loads of cornbread, and we hand it out to our friends and family on New Year's Day. I'm going to start by chopping up some bacon. This is a piece of smoked bacon. This has a really good, rich flavor. I'm going to start by putting the bacon in my pan and getting it all nice and fried up and using that grease to cook my other vegetables. I've got 2 jalapenos and this tool is so great to remove the core of the jalapeno. It's really easy, just cut the top off the jalapeno. It's a peeler and you can just stick this into the jalapeno and turn it a couple of times and that center comes right out. It's great if you're trying to make jalapeno poppers. It's wonderful. Be careful working with the jalapeno because it can burn, so sometimes it's better if you use gloves. I've got a few pieces of garlic here that I'm going to smash up and get those into the mix, and then 2 red onions that I've chopped up. I'm going to put this in with the bacon and just let it cook down a little bit, and then put in my soaked black-eyed peas. I've soaked the peas overnight, adding in some sea salt, adding in some black pepper, and some garlic salt. Garlic salt is one of my favorite ingredients. I use it for everything. I'm going to start working on the ham, chopping up some little apples. I'm going to just chop them up in big pieces. They don't really have to be fine or pretty. I'm not going to keep these apples. I'm just using them to flavor the ham. I've got a spiral cut ham that I'm going to be working with, and I just want a few of these apples to bake around the ham as well as my other ingredients. I'm going to slice 2 oranges and put those around the ham as well. I love the flavors that apples and oranges can add to ham. I'm going to try to be fancy and put these oranges on with some cloves. And it's a spiral cut ham, so they don't really stick in there, but wanted to try to get them to stay on top a little bit. I've got things spread around the ham, so I'm just going to pour the apple juice over the top and try to get it kind of into the ham and around the sides. This is 4 cups of apple juice, and I want the ham to cook in that apple juice, and it'll add some sweetness and some really good flavors. Got about a 1/4 cup of brown sugar, just going to sprinkle that around. About a 1/4 cup of cranberries and about a 1/2 cup of dried figs. All these ingredients add so much flavor and richness. I'm going to make gluten-free cornbread, and this cornbread is super easy. I'm starting with a cup of milk, a 1/3 cup of vegetable oil, two eggs, and 3 tablespoons of butter, melted butter. I'm going to whisk that all together till it's really well blended. And set it aside. I'm blending together my dry ingredients, gluten-free flour, baking soda, salt, cornmeal, and sugar, and all the ingredients lists are in the description box below. I'm going to mix this up really good, as well as I can. I need a bigger bowl, but I'm going to mix it as well as I can before I pour it into the wet ingredients. Adding it to the wet ingredients, and it doesn't need a lot of mixing, just to where everything is pretty well combined. And then I'm going to add in about a 1/4 cup of frozen corn. And you can use canned corn with this as well. Just don't add too much so that it doesn't turn into a casserole. You still want it to be bread. I'm going to bake my cornbread in a preheated cast iron skillet. For the cabbage, I sliced up 2 heads of cabbage, just a rough cut, and I'm going to basically wilt those in a pan with a little bit of olive oil. I do like to add some salt and maybe a little garlic salt, and just turn those once, keeping them steamed where they're just going to soften a little bit. You don't want to overcook the cabbage. You just want it a little bit softened, especially if people are going to take these meals home and warm them up in the microwave. You don't want the cabbage overcooked. Here's our ham about halfway through. The taste is so good, very spicy and nice, and it just blends so well with the other flavors. I hope you have enjoyed these recipes. Please like the video and share it with your friends and family. We're planning on cooking and baking some wonderful new recipes. We'll be working on collaborations and interviews and reviews of gluten-free products. This has become my favorite holiday tradition, and my hope is that we all have the best of luck and a prosperous and joyful new year. Please check out our other channel, Fifth and Overland.